After he was released from prison, he was expelled from Egypt, and he went to Afghanistan, where he met Osama bin Laden, and began what became this relationship that eventually led to Zawahiri uniting the Egyptian jihadist Islamist forces with bin Laden's Al Qaeda, and was a person who was known for
Welcome to the Cryptocurrency Odyssey Show. The Cryptocurrency Odyssey Show highlights the latest news on cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, disruptive technology, economics, and world events. They interview top thinkers and entrepreneurs in the industry, and they cover topics like Bitcoin, technology developments, investing, trading, and ICOs. As our world keeps getting more and more digital, cryptocurrencies are changing along with it. Okay, audience, here's the host of Cryptocurrency Odyssey, Matt Leach.
Hello, listeners. Welcome back. Today's show is a revisit to the world of Bitcoin and wallets to put it in. We've got a few suggestions for that and what it means to you. We're going to talk about the intricacies of these two items and get us all more educated about this platform for cryptocurrency. My co-host today is Mike Grimes, and he'll be helping me educate all of us about this. Hi, Mike. It's great to see you back here again.
Good to be back.
Good, great. Now, here's a quick description of Bitcoin and how it functions in the cryptocurrency network. And without turning this into a big to-do, I'll just get started. The show today, again, is a continuation of the explanation of the current state of Bitcoin and wallets. We've adapted the content, of course, because listeners have asked for more wallet and Bitcoin information. Today, we'll have a look at how, as a user of crypto exchanges, cryptocurrency could be an economic path to freedom for you. And my review of how that works, it goes like this. The happy work week, for one thing. Keep everybody happy out there working, and welcome to August. We just changed months, if you didn't know. Bitcoin ended July on a high note in July with a green candle and had the best monthly gain since October 2021. However, it and the NASDAQ were the worst performing assets in 2022, as it does trade cautiously even as real yield and the dollar supports it. It has a bullish stance still and is struggling below 25K and showing signs of a double top. That's a pattern that traders use. They call it a double top, and that's not stopping the predictions of 500K to 1 million by the end of 2029. Fortunately for the Bitcoin holders, how about we get to 100K first, though? That's what I'd like to see. Inflows into crypto investment products continue to pour in for the fifth consecutive week. And with Ether derivatives, that's Ethereum derivatives, trading and surging as large hedge funds speculate on the merge coming up. And that's the Ethereum merge. If you're not familiar with that, Ethereum is going to fork out. And we're going to have Ethereum 1, or I guess Ethereum Classic and Ethereum 2. So if you're a trader, there is a risk-averse Ethereum option strategy you can play the merge for. XRP price is in the red as Ripple unlocks 1 billion tokens from its escrow wallet, and Ripple opens Toronto branch also. They're planning to hire hundreds if things go well. Tether calls the thesis behind the USDT short selling flat out wrong, and nearly 140 billion in stable coins are posed to re-enter the crypto markets. Most institutional investment in crypto is still late in 2022, and Raoul Powell believes hedge funds, family offices, institutions, and retail are all underweight crypto. But that's something that I guess we can talk on another show about. So that's okay because Guy from Coin Bureau is predicting peak capitalization ahead. Meanwhile, Mark Yusko believes there's a Bitcoin spring kickoff move coming. So that would be nice to see a Bitcoin spring. Now that we've got that information, that review there, and call us with questions on that too. It's all out in the open, so let's talk with Mike about that.
Sure.
The first thing I have is people see this and they want to get involved. How do they get started in crypto?
Before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about your opening in this crypto market.
Okay.
Remember, Bitcoin has 21 million coins.
Okay.
And that's one of the nice things about Bitcoin. That's why you can stake Bitcoin. That's why you can do a lot of strategies with Bitcoin, because it's set in stone by Satoshi in 2008 that there were 21 million coins, never less, never more.
Right.
All right, let's understand that. And we follow this Michael Seiler, which is the CEO of MicroStrategy. He was the one that held a Bitcoin meeting and put $1 billion worth of MicroStrategy treasury assets in Bitcoin before the meeting.
Okay.
He wanted to tell his friends, boy, it makes sense to use this. And look, I'm not just out here selling. I put $1 billion, and he did, and he showed it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, he votes with his conviction, in my opinion. All right, he further goes on to say to all of his friends that it's working for him. He's doing fine as a treasury asset. And what happened in July of this year? Another $3 billion buy of Bitcoin by an institution.
Okay.
Now think about that. Now this isn't a $30 and $30,000 investment. It's not a $20,000 investment. It's right around 22, 23,000. But in November of last year, it was 69,000.
Right.
You see what's happening here? 69,000 down to 20,000. Seiler owns $2.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. And one of his buddies steps up in July and buys $3 billion worth of Bitcoin. And that's why there was all that activity in July. Institutional activity in July was the largest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this guy quietly, and it hasn't been disclosed who he is, but we have Seiler 2 now. We have one big institution in. Now we have two big institutions in. And let me digress. There's only 21 million coins.
Yes, so how many's left now after he bought the $3 billion?
He's got about 1.5% of the float. Seiler's got about 1.4% of the float. Here's my point about this whole thing. When you have a set amount of coins, Matt, 21 million, and you get two big whales is what they call them.
Right.
Buying these large amounts of Bitcoin in their companies,
Mm-hmm.
borrowing money in their companies and buying Bitcoin, there ain't enough out there. You see what I'm getting at? They can buy all they want, and then the other institutions in the country can put their treasury assets in it, and there's only 21 million, so they got to pay more for it. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
If you have a finite amount, this isn't like the U.S. dollar where they keep printing it,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets to 30 trillion and they'll go to 40 trillion. They don't care. They're just printing it.
Right, right.
This is 21
Got lots of
million
paper.
coins that were trading at $69,000 in November, for whatever reason is now trading at 22,000. And here's my closing comment. Buy the dip.
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip.
Well, I want to know how many coins are left now.
Well, it's not a matter of coins. There's only 19 million in the float of the 21 million.
Mm-hmm.
2 million haven't been mined yet. But it's really, well, it gives you an idea. 1.6 Seiler, 1.6 this guy owns, 1.4 Seiler owns.
Mm-hmm.
3% of it is, of the 21 million, is already taken.
Right.
But you know how many companies there are in the United States of America?
Oh, yeah.
As this goes through fruition and they see how it works on the balance sheet, how they can buy and sell it, what taxes they have to pay, and it returns an inflation hedge and it works out for them, there is not enough Bitcoin. And
Well,
when there's not
yeah.
enough of any asset, Matt, the price goes up.
Right.
And I would advise all listeners to, if you don't have any Bitcoin, get in the back of your mind when you get up every morning, have I bought the dip? Because this thing has come down from 69 to 20, and these big boys are starting to buy. Now, you can say, oh, I don't care. I'm going to just leave it in the bank and get my 0.5%. Or you say, this is the time I'm going to make my Bitcoin investment, which brings us to what we talk about. Let's say you do say, these big boys are in. Why don't I get in right alongside of them? And then the question is, how do you get started? How do you do that? And that's called cryptocurrency wallets is what it is. You can't go to your bank and buy cryptocurrencies. They're against this asset class. Remember, they make fees on your money at the bank.
Right.
So if you start to buy crypto somewhere else and transfer the money over, they don't make any more fees on your money. So they don't support the crypto market. Well, that's fine with me because I don't, that's fine. They can deal with the asset class, the dollar class that's got 30 trillion in debt and more.
Right.
And you can deal with what the ramifications that's going to be, or you can take money out of your fiat account at the banks or at the wherever you have them, and transfer them into what's called a crypto wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And a crypto wallet's different than a bank account, different than a brokerage account. It's just a wallet that sits out there that holds these crypto assets.
Right.
Now we're going to step out here and make a recommendation because you and I have seen a lot of wallets come and go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
there's a bunch of them out there.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And then the question is, I want a wallet. Which one do I get? We're going to recommend the crypto.com wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I recommend that is I've been successful in using that a vehicle. I've got experience with it. And I was able to take fiat assets at a bank earning 0.5% and get them transferred over to a crypto wallet and buy Bitcoin. So I'm a real live example of a businessman that makes good money, and I'm not going to take 0.5% in an asset class that is technically bankrupt, if you really look at it, versus an asset class that's got 21 million coins, that's got every company in the world about ready to get the. Seiler's interesting. This Michael Seiler from Micro, on the 5th of this month, he's going to do a press conference on the second quarter return for MicroStrategy.
Okay.
You don't think he's going to bring out the fact that the assets are in Bitcoin? I mean, and he's going to say what he bought it at and what it's trading at and how it's acting in a big company. And as soon as he gets that out, Matt, what other big companies out there sitting on billions in cash, not getting any return, that can say, hey, Mike, show me how to do this. And that's all we're doing. We're showing listeners to this show how to do it, maybe on a smaller scale than billions of dollars, maybe on hundreds of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars, but you can still do it if you know how. So we suggest what you do is call Matt, and we'll get you the link for crypto.com. Crypto.com's we can send it, we can text it to you, we can send it to you, email it to you, and you'll actually be able to click a button and open a crypto.com account with putting your information in, and you'll get a $25 bonus for that. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah, they give you $25 in crypto.
Well, they give it to you in that crypto, which is up 11% today. So, but the whole point is you get going. You have something, because once I opened my crypto.com account and I got my transfers in from my fiat bank, I was able to just say, I like the price of Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. And I started to buy Bitcoin with all available cash. I think I'm up to 11 coins right now of Bitcoin that I never had before. In my working of my assets. I never saw Bitcoin. But as soon as I ran into this Seiler and understand the nature of this and the nature of 21 million coins and the big institutions are not buying it. Not any of them, basically. Two of them that I've seen buy it bought 3 billion, close to 3 billion of it. And then the question is, how many other institutions out there are going to do the same thing?
Yeah. Now, when you say big institutions, what is that?
Well, an institution would be like MicroStrategies, the company.
Okay.
Not Michael Seiler, the CEO. He's not buying it in his own personal account. He's putting the assets of MicroStrategy. They're a big software company.
Right. I was going to say they do software, computer.
Yeah, just a big
Okay.
software company that makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
They have the money to
they
invest.
accumulate it in the banks. And now Michael Seiler has said, well, why don't we accumulate it? I think what he said was interesting. He was able to deploy $1.3 billion in 3 days. All right, so he decided to do it. He got the money
that's a lot of
together
money. Yeah.
and got it committed in a wallet in 3 days. Try and do that with any money in a banking situation.
Oh,
There
yeah.
are so many papers to sign. There's so many review boards to go through. There's so many CEO meetings with the president. What are you doing? And all this. We're going to help you, and can't you take our mutual fund? And all this stuff happens when money moves. And he was able to get it done in 3 days. Now, that's the other thing. He said the other day he ended up selling a couple $1 million for some cash flow need, and it cost him $40.
Mm-hmm.
Try and take $40 and transfer it out of your bank and see how much it costs you.
Yeah.
It's more than 40. Let me put it that way. And that's the big battle here. The banks don't want to lose their fee business, and the crypto.com wallets want to make it available to you to buy one of these assets. So what do? You open up a crypto.com account, and then you get your $25. It's going to be in a crypto. And then you say, what's my next step? And that's what they can call you, and you'll walk them through that.
Mm-hmm.
The next step, of course, is to decide what you want to do in that wallet. Do you want to buy Bitcoin? Do you want to buy one of the other coins? But a lot of this stuff will come as you learn about the crypto market.
Right. You have to have a little bit of experience. There's two types of wallets. For instance, you've got the cold wallet and the hot wallet.
Mm-hmm.
The hot wallet is the wallet that's online, that like crypto.com is a hot wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The cold wallet is a program that you have maybe on a USB. You can put them on a USB, and you keep all of your crypto assets on that USB, including all of your passwords. And you've got those passwords, usernames, everything on that USB, because you're going to need that when you want to take out your crypto. If you lose those passwords, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to get them back. And if you've got a lot of crypto in there, you're going to be crying.
Well, no, that's a good point, because there's a lot of fraud in the crypto market.
Yes.
There's a lot of hacking in the crypto market. There's a lot of bad news that we've all heard with the Three Rivers, the Voyager, all this stuff that's happened.
Yeah, happening still.
And, and oddly enough, I was looking at that the other day. It's all capped in that DeFi market, that decentralized finance market. Mm-hmm. That, remember, I was a financial advisor for 30 years before I retired. And I know that market. And the only problem with it is you there's a lot of chicanery in it. Now, you get into the banking environment, it's very safe. You don't see much fraud going on in the banking circumstances. But in this crypto market, it's like the wild, wild west.
Yes, it is.
And, it all started, which was that stable coin, Terra Luna.
Terra Luna.
That actually, I was one day from owning a bunch of that,
Mm-hmm.
and they refused my transfer for some reason. And it went back to the bank, and I had to retransfer it. And by then, Terra Luna was out of business.
Yes.
Remember, billions of dollars overnight were lost.
Mm-hmm.
And it took time for that to reverberate through the markets. But my point is this. If the institutions are going to step up, Mark, Matt, you either have to decide whether you're going to play or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to play this asset class, these cryptos, Bitcoin specifically, there ain't a better time to do it. You have two big whales in this. You're going to probably have more whales coming in. You got an asset class that's down almost 60%. It's time to buy the dip. I really do think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looks like a good investment at this point. Buy the dip and hang on to it.
And, and if you think about it, being an old financial advisor, I like to trade things. I like to buy things at 20 and sell them at 50.
Right.
That makes sense to me. And therefore, you're going to pay taxes a lot. But I put it in my IRA account. It is possible to have an IRA account, transfer in old IRAs into it, and use that as your trading IRA. But in your personal account that crypto.com that you open, you got to be careful, because every time you buy and sell it, they handle it like real estate, where you'll have a short or a long-term capital gain. So be careful with that, is my point.
Mm-hmm.
Understand your tax liability if you get into a big position and sell it. Now, the other strategy with Bitcoin is called a holder strategy, HOLDR,
Right.
where you put your Bitcoin in your crypto.com wallet and you just say, I'm going to check it in 5 years. And don't listen to the day-to-day, Fibonacci trades and all this other that you have to listen to.
Exactly.
Just say, I'm going to hold this and I'm going to check it in 2019. And then when you look at it, and if it's at 100, then you just take your gains and go.
That would be ideal.
That's what that $8 million just hit the market this week was in a dead wallet since 2018. For 4 years, it just sat there, and whoever it was activated it this week and brought it into an active wallet.
So it was $4 million, did you say?
$8 million.
$8 million.
$8 million worth of, actually, it was $25 million worth of value at $20. So it was a pretty big chunk just sitting there in a dead wallet. That was a holder strategy. He was just going to hang on to it. So now he says, well, wait a minute. It got to 69. I didn't do anything. Now it's at 20. I better get more in a position where I can do something if it goes back up.
Right.
And that's what you're seeing.
So
but you're seeing a lot of this movement because this asset class is down. What a time to buy into it, because there's only 21 million coins. Have I said that?
Yeah.
A couple times?
A couple of times.
Yeah, that's my point. There's only 21 million coins. And somebody said one time, Matt, there's 52 million millionaires in this world. They can't own one Bitcoin. You understand that? If
Yeah.
there's 52 million millionaires and there's only 21 million coins, it ain't going to work. You're going to have to pay more and more for those coins. But anyway,
it should drive the price up. Now, actually, I'm looking at an article right now. It's the crypto price today. Bitcoin hits 23,000. Is that's where it's at today?
It's down a little bit today. I follow it daily.
Let's see. So, Ethereum, Polygon, Polkadot zoom up to 17%. Up to 17%. Sorry. I guess this is coming out of New Delhi. Crypto market soared on Thursday as Federal Reserve hiked interest rates in line with market expectations, and many market observers believed markets had already accounted for the Fed's rate hike, which the bank has been foreshadowing for over a week. Market observers believed markets had already accounted for the Fed's rate hike. I'm not sure what that means. Do you know? You got an explanation for that?
Well, no, it's just what they're saying is this news gets out before it happens, so it trades into the value of these assets, and then when it happens, it's buy the rumor, sell the fact, is what it is.
Okay.
It's already baked into it, is what you'll hear people talk about.
That's interesting. I haven't heard it called baked, but maybe we're all baked.
Yeah, maybe we're all baked.
Anyway, top crypto tokens were trading sharply higher on Thursday. So that would be last Thursday. Ethereum and Polkadot and Polygon rallied over 13% each, while Polygon and Avalanche jumped 10% each. Bitcoin and Cardano were up by 9% each. So I'm hearing more and more about Polkadot and Polygon, and they are cryptocurrencies on their own blockchain.
Yeah,
And
Matt, that's one way to look at it, but there's 1,900 of these coins out there.
19,000.
19,000.
Yeah.
Correct me. Thanks. That's even worse because how are you going to know about these coins?
Yes.
How
Exactly.
are you literally going to research each one of these coins, read their white papers, experience buying and selling them? Here's another way to look at it. Buy Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
It's the biggest one out there. There's only 21 million of it. And you don't have to worry about all that other noise called altcoins, DeFi, all this other stuff you hear about. You can cut right through the quick, have your IRA account or have your personal account with crypto.com. IRA is a different custodian that'll handle Bitcoin, but you could just buy that asset class and hold it, forget about it until all these institutions get involved with Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's another thing you need to know here. Ethereum, Polkadot, all these others, no institutional interest. And there's a reason for it. Ethereum is like a cauldron of just fork this, fork that, fork this. All these different things they're always resetting the protocol in Ethereum. I think it's interesting that DeFi associates itself with Ethereum. All the DeFi transactions go through Ethereum because nothing is set. There's no 21 million coins in Ethereum. It's not a set problem. But think about this. If there's always something changing in that Ethereum space, we call it ETH, then you can't stake it because you don't know what's in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Number one. Number two, the institutions can't buy it. You understand why? Because they don't know what they're buying. It's always changing. It's always different protocols. It's always hard forks here, hard mergers here. So that's why Ethereum's never going to get the institutional interest that Bitcoin's going to get. Because Bitcoin is 21 million. It's set out 100 years. And you know what you're getting. You can build it into your treasury assets, but you can't do that with Ethereum or Polkadot or one of these other 19,000 coins that are out there. So I'm the other side of that. You can have the 19,000 coins. I just want Bitcoin.
Okay, that you sound like a Bitcoin enthusiast.
I am a bit. I'm a Michael Seiler
Okay.
protege.
Now I need to do a station identifier here, folks. We'll come back to Bitcoin here after the break. We're on the downhill slide for the break too.
All right.
So, audience, a quick reminder: you're listening to Cryptocurrency Odyssey, airing live weekly on KWRH 92.9 FM. On Fridays at 10 a.m. in St. Louis, Missouri, and nationwide on Zeno FM with your city. If you're looking for like Los Angeles, Detroit, whatever it is, just put it in there. And are we coming up to break time now? Okay, we're going to take a break. Come on back after the break, and we'll have more cryptocurrency stuff.
Commercial Energy Consultants is a 10-year-old company focusing on middle to large commercial accounts. CEC offers these companies services by lowering their electric and natural gas rates. They don't charge for this service, and they've got over 9,500 happy clients with over 1 billion kilowatt therms under contract. What makes them different is their reverse auction. CEC offers a way to have available suppliers in 17 states bid openly for energy business. Why, their mission is clear. Bring their clients the low bid for their energy consumption. In fact, because of their competitive auctions, energy consumers would be well advised to consult with CEC first. Why pay more for the exact same power? For more information, contact Mike Grimes, CEO of Commercial Energy Consultants at 1-877-212-1400. That's 877-212-1400.
Hey, listeners, saying thanks to your customers is nice and polite, but expressing your gratitude in memorable and ongoing ways can boost your business. At Promo Experts LLC, we exceed our customers' expectations. For over 20 years, our product knowledge and experience has helped them with their marketing initiatives and trade show graphics. We are happy to put that experience to work for you. Quality products, great customer service, and prices are our #1 priority. We work with you to find unique, creative, and new ideas that fit your image and expectations, helping you build strong relationships with your customers. When you select Promo Experts as your marketing partner, we help you to see more than the big picture. For more information about this exciting opportunity, contact Diane Carson, President, at 636-458-5241. That's 636-458-5241. Let Promo Experts help you to move your business brand beyond the bland.
Attention! Here are 5 things that you can do to avoid coronavirus scams based on the Federal Trade Commission guidelines. Number 1, do not respond to text messages, emails, or calls about checks from the government. The government never sends emails requiring that you do anything. Number 2, ignore online offers for vaccinations and home test kits. Number 3, hang up on robocalls. Scammers are using illegal robocalls to pitch everything from low-priced health insurance to work-at-home schemes. Number 4, watch for emails claiming to be from the CDC or the WHO. Use sites like coronavirus.gov or usa.gov/coronavirus to get the latest information, and don't click on links from sources that you don't know. Number 5, do your homework when it comes to donations. Never donate in cash, by gift card, or by wiring money. For more information to help you be prepared, contact Tony Zifilopoulos. He's a 25-year IT professional with the last 6 years specializing in cybersecurity. Tony is a certified information specialist auditor, and he will review your cybersecurity. Tony can be reached at 314-504-3974. That's 314-504-3974. And email TonyZ@fixvirus.com. His website is www.fixvirus.com.
Have you always wanted to write your own book but don't know where to start? Publishing Concepts, a publishing company located right here in St. Louis, offers everything from consulting, book printing, copyrights, ISBNs and barcodes, print book layout, ebook and iBook layout, graphic design, cover design, ghostwriting, typing and editing, distribution, marketing, and more for an affordable price. Visit PublishingConceptsLLC.com or just Google Publishing Concepts to get started today, or call 314-781-8880. That's 314-781-8880. Publishing Concepts. We help you sell more books.
Hi, listeners. Welcome back to the second part of our Cryptocurrency Odyssey show. Just a quick reminder again, you're listening to Cryptocurrency Odyssey, airing live weekly on KWRH 92.9 FM on Fridays at 10 a.m. in St. Louis, and nationwide on Zeno.fm / with your city in that after the /. You can pick it up. We're in 100 cities. You can do that Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. If you like what you hear, of course, and would like to sponsor us, please give me a call and let's talk about it. It's a free consultation. You can also contact us on YouTube. Just search for Cryptocurrency Odyssey and like and subscribe. That's all there is to it. We do have a coin that we're working with right now, and you can mine it with an Android phone. Get the coins at a low price as they're all ready, and hold on to them. It's a special one called Loop, and you can work it for a year, hold on to it. It's on the Bitmark exchange. Now, if you'd like to do that and get the link, you can call me at 314-781-7612, and that's a St. Louis number. Again, that's 314-781-7612 or 877-212-1400 for if you like 800 numbers. You can email me also at mlcryptodude@gmail.com, and I can email you the link from there. So we're back to our Bitcoin talk, and the latest thing that we're talking about is once you have a wallet, what would you do from that? What's your next step? You've got the wallet. I guess you put your crypto in there, and you're going to hold on to it, and from there.
Let me give you an example of what I do, just because
Okay.
I'm sitting here talking to you.
Uh-huh.
And thank you for having me in here, by the way, Matt. It's nice of you to have me in as a guest. And
It's a pleasure.
as it comes into crypto assets, the whole thing, remember you got me involved with that Pi program. And I learned about it through you.
Yes.
I learned about cryptocurrencies because I'm a Pi user, which is actually a coin that we mine on our phones. Doesn't take anything going on the phone, and he doesn't eat the phone up or anything. We just go there and update it every day, and we earn Pi coins, which should come out to a coin sometime next year. And that's important because let's say we get a coin out of Pi. I got to do something with it. Pi will hold it and let me buy goods and services with me, or I can go over and transfer the Pi coins over to a wallet. Well, I got to have a wallet to transfer to. That's why it's important to have a wallet, be familiar with your wallet, know how to buy and sell things, because one of these asset classes that you mine on your phone, you got to have some place to put it. And so that's one of the reasons to have a wallet. The other is this Loop program. I think I was the one that found that. You're in my Loop program.
Right.
You remember Bitcoin? Bitcoin got started with a bunch of people just, the stories out there, the pizza story, where Bitcoin was so cheap, they bought a pizza with 4 Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoin. And think about that. When it goes to 69,000, that's an awful expensive pizza.
You could also almost buy the store now.
But that's what happened with Bitcoin. They formed itself, and a lot of people had a lot of Bitcoin. They, forgot about it, whatever it turned. And it was just because they participated in the program, ending up with a major asset class. And then we found this Loop. Loop goes on your phone, just like Pi does. You can't do Pi right now. You can't join a Pi program because you can't get paid to mine it. The mining rates are so low. They're just so close to coming to an actual coin, the game's over. You're just going to wait for your coins. But this Loop is different. In other words, Loop already trades on that Bitmart exchange. It's about a 32 cent coin. You can mine for it using your phone just by going in and keeping it active once a day, and then going in once an hour and take some rewards that they pay. But we got started in this Loop maybe a month ago, if I'm correct. And just going in there and keeping it active like I keep my Pi active on my phone, I've been able to acquire 40,000 shares of LN in a month's time. Now think about that. If I have 40,000 shares and this system is set up just so it gets people to understand the Loop network, it's only going to be out there until July of next year.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go through KYC, know your customer, in January, and then in July they're going to shut it down and issue the coins to put in your wallet, and to put in the wallet that you have. All right, so if you really just think about a yearly play that I can start a month ago, and in one short month have 40,000 coins that are trading at 30 cents,
Right.
that's $1,200. And it starts to feel like Bitcoin. It gives you a way to do it on your phone. Unfortunately, it's just Android phones. But you just have a way to accumulate an asset just by using your phone every day, maybe 12 to 14 times a day. You go in there and update it. You update it, keep it active, and then you get rewards every hour.
Yeah, every hour.
So 24 hour
you get an
rewards
email
get paid.
saying,
And the more you get,
can
the more coins you
update.
get, the more mining you get. Just to give you an example of that, in my Pi program, it mines at 0.5 coins per hour. 0.5. My Loop program mines at 100 coins per hour. Think about that.
higher hash rate.
Instead of getting a half a coin per hour, I'm getting 100 coins per hour in the Loop program. And that's a function of going in and updating it every hour and accumulating these. I'm starting because I'm familiar with the financial side, starting to wonder in 300 days, when you get out to next July, how many coins will be in this program? And I really think it's going to be the next type of Bitcoin play, because you're going to have a gargantuan amount of coins that are already on an exchange, and that exchange can go up in value or down in value, but you're going to have such a big amount, then you're going to say, I'm just going to transfer that. Now, here's the thought. Either transfer the LN shares over to your wallet so you control them, and they're there. You can hang on to them, you can add to them, or you can transfer the loop coins into Bitcoin. And that's what people don't realize. These asset cryptos are interchangeable.
Yes.
So if you take in, let's say I get 100,000 shares of Loop and it's trading at $1, I can transfer it to my crypto.com wallet, and I can take that $100,000 and transfer it into Bitcoin. Because my strategy is not to play with the small coins, play with the other coins, the other 19,000 coins.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of directing myself right to the Bitcoin asset class for the reasons I think it's valuable.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that it would help us if we had like a research arm to cryptocurrency Odyssey, where we actually researched all those coins? It wouldn't be me researching it.
Well, no, Matt, here's the problem. 19,000 coins. You could spend all day researching
easily.
those coins.
All
and
year.
I'm sure there are companies out there you can buy that service. Or you just singularly say, I like Bitcoin. I like the reasoning behind Bitcoin. I like the fact that there's only 21 million coins. And I'm going to focus my attention on getting as much Bitcoin as I can in the next 5 years. I'll do that with money that I make, with deposits that I make, with coins that I bring in there and convert into. But that's how you build an asset class. And it's my feeling, if you could get up to 100 Bitcoin, 200 Bitcoin, and have it make its run to 100,000, because there's only 21 million of it, that could be a change that could be the lottery winner.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You see what I'm getting at? But that's what Bitcoin did to people. There are Bitcoin millionaires that didn't know anything about this asset class. They just got involved with it. And that's what we can maybe redo in this Loop transaction that you have a link for, I have a link for. If somebody were to call in, we'll be happy to get those links and get you going on a Loop Pro. But remember, it's only an Android phone. You can't do it on an Apple phone.
Not yet.
Not yet, but they seem to be pretty steadfast that it's going to be an Android phone opportunity for the next year.
Yeah, there's no computer link or anything. It has to be a phone, right?
Yeah, you can't do it on your computer. It has to be done on your phone.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have a list here. You can start investing in cryptocurrency by following these 5 easy steps, which is pretty much what you said, but I'll go ahead and read this anyway. Choose a broker or crypto exchange. I don't know of any brokers. I guess they're all crypto exchanges.
Yeah, I don't think there's any.
I don't know if
brokerage
there's a
industry isn't real friendly to the crypto market.
Yeah. Well, I mean like a cryptocurrency broker. I don't know if there's an actual.
I'm not aware of any.
Yeah, I'm not either. So to buy cryptocurrency, first you need to pick a broker or a crypto exchange. Now, I've been generating free Bitcoin through Free Bitco and a couple of other free sites online, and I do have the links for those also if anyone's interested. Just give me a call at one of our numbers, and then from there you create and verify your account so that they know who you are. That means they're going to ask for a picture of your driver's license. You can deposit cash to invest, or if you happen to have crypto, you could deposit crypto also. And then you place your cryptocurrency order if you've used cash to tell them what kind of crypto you want. And then you select a storage method, which basically is the cold wallet like we talked about earlier, where you can put all your passwords and all your crypto. The crypto is numbered, so you can always identify that this was yours. So it's like a serial number type of thing. And so that's kind of how you get started. And, of course, you can call us on either one of our numbers at any time and we'll talk to you right. We'll talk to you right to the crypto guys that you're dealing with. We'll talk to them if you want. But we'll show you how to do it.
Don't forget, you can use your IRA also.
Yes, and you can use an IRA. And right now, Trust IRA, I guess, is the big ones, right?
Well, that iTrust Capital is the one we use.
Okay, that's
we have a
one, yeah.
link in that regard to where we can send you a link. You can open up an IRA, but you do have to physically transfer in or make IRA contributions too. And then once it's in there, you can buy crypto with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Now, listeners, if you're just now joining us, you're listening to Cryptocurrency Odyssey, airing live weekly on KWRH 92.9 FM on Fridays at 10 a.m. in St. Louis, Missouri, and nationwide on Zeno FM. You can have Zeno FM /Detroit or /Los Angeles, wherever you're at, and you can pick it up that way. That's Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. for Cryptocurrency Odyssey. And for more information, call me, Matt Leach, at 314-781-7612. And we do have an 800 number. That's 877-212-1400. The website at ccodweb.us has all our information on there also. You can connect to our YouTube video from there. There's a link right at the bottom of the first page that'll take you to the YouTube videos of all of our shows, just like this one is being videoed right now. And it will be on YouTube probably around about Wednesday or Thursday. It'll be online there, so you can actually see what we look like, and you'll be able to call us. So we've got the best of both worlds right now, it sounds like. So on with the show here. The next question is the one I guess that everybody's wondering about. What other cryptocurrency should I hold in my wallet other than Bitcoin?
Yeah, and Matt, that gets back into your research or the listeners' research. They're going to have to get in. They're going to have some way to get in the market. That could be that Loop transaction we're talking about.
Right.
Then you're going to own a Bitcoin called Loop Network, symbol LN. But that would be a way to get started in that regard. But there's, like I say, 19,000 of them. And you can spend a lot of time researching all those other 19,000, come up with one that you're comfortable with, and put it in your wallet. Or I try to cut right to the quick and put Bitcoin in my wallet.
Yeah.
You know, that's my choice.
And you can basically buy Bitcoin with all of the other currencies. If you like Polygon because you like the name, you can generate Polygon and then buy Bitcoin with
We
it.
tried that SHIB asset class, and that's an interesting difference. As I researched SHIB after we bought it, you know, buying 1 million shares of SHIB sounded good. You know, what if it goes to $1? But then you realize they have 58 trillion shares.
Yes.
So when you have 58 trillion shares, you can't get up too much high on a dollar price because you got to multiply it to come up with your market value. So that's why what I did with my SHIB is I made a little money on it, but I ended up transferring it into Bitcoin. I tried one, I made a little money, transferred into Bitcoin, and it's part of my Bitcoin portfolio.
Yeah. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies that you can do that with.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big pluses for crypto. It doesn't really matter which crypto you have. You can convert it to Bitcoin. You can also convert Bitcoin to SHIB or anything else.
Yeah,
it works the other way too.
Once it's in your wallet, you can do anything you want with it.
Now, with all the current crypto winter talk and hype about Bitcoin and just cryptocurrencies, what can we learn from all this? You know, I mean, well, there's got to be a lesson in here somewhere.
Yeah, it's called buy the dip.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I really, that's kind of funny because I was in Chipotle getting lunch one day.
Okay.
And I noticed when you have to stand there and order on a web page for them to take the order to get it back. And while I was doing that, I noticed they had a buy the dip promotion, and it just stuck in my brain, where you could roll for dip and Bitcoin.
You can roll for Bitcoin.
You can roll for Bitcoin. So and you have to hit a button, and then it's a up and down. You have to pick the dip, and when you hit the button, it either awards you a dip for the Chipotle products, something to put on your sandwich, or a Bitcoin, or an Ethereum coin, or a Solandra coin. But I just thought it was kind of cute. But it was up on 7/31, so for 5 days I went into Chipotle site and I bought the dip, trying to get another Bitcoin.
Now that's an idea. I didn't know they were doing that.
Neither did I. I was getting lunch and I found it, so I just played with it.
Have you heard of any other food companies, fast food companies, doing something similar? Or?
I think you just have to watch, and if you see something that is, a lot of the marketing right now is going towards the crypto assets. How can we build it into getting people to participate? But they got to give away something, and giving away a Bitcoin's a $22,000 gift. So to me, anytime I can find those, I'll participate. But the truth is, I tried it for 5 days. I got 5 1-cent dips out of it.
All right.
So now what am I going to do? I have to buy 5 sandwiches to put them on, I guess.
That's the idea.
1 penny dips. But buy the dip is what I brought away from that whole transaction. And then I look at my Bitcoin that was at 69 in November, and it's 23 today. What a great time to buy the dip.
Yeah. Now, let's see. So you said they had different cryptocurrencies.
Yeah. They just weren't Bitcoin. They were other, like Ethereum, Solandra, Avion, just some of the things I didn't know about.
Yeah. That's,
I have a hard time investing in things I don't know about.
Well, yeah. You want to have some kind of knowledge about that. And I didn't know that fast food was going for crypto. Will they accept payment in crypto?
I do believe they will. Matter of fact,
it seems like they should if they're doing that.
I think Chipotle is one of the companies that you can buy your lunch with crypto, which gets into another topic. You have to have a credit card that accesses your crypto. And that's that Lightning Network that they've overlaid Bitcoin that most of these underdeveloped nations are taking advantage of. United States of America, it's very hard to get a Lightning card because the credit card companies want that business. And it's a little bit of a tug against the banks, against everybody's tugging against what Bitcoin's doing. But here's something to mention. If you do get into one of these crypto.com wallets, I just ordered up a credit card to that account.
I was going to say crypto.com has a credit card.
And I can get a credit card issued to me. There's 5 different ones. I can pick one, have it sent to me, and I can use that credit card for everyday transactions and go against my assets in my crypto.com account.
Yes.
So that it's a debit card against those.
That's
assets.
a debit card. And how much does crypto.com charge for that?
I haven't done it yet. I just ordered the credit card, but another week or so I'll tell you exactly.
Because they have I think it was like 3% when you do like a regular transaction.
I think that's your normal Visa card. These are different. These are a little bit less. They're not as expensive. That's the whole purpose of using cryptocurrencies, is to cut the big bank, the big fees out of the transaction.
Okay.
As Seiler said, he sold $2 million worth of Bitcoin for $40. Try and do that somewhere else.
Right. Right. It'll be really hard. Now, listeners, again, if you're just now joining us, you're listening to Cryptocurrency Odyssey, airing live weekly on KWRH 92.9 FM on Fridays at 10 a.m. in St. Louis and nationwide on Zeno FM. And that would be on Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Now, again, you can call me at 314-781-7612, or call us on the 800 number at 877-212-1400. Now, our discussion today is a beginning course for people that want to be educated in the world of cryptocurrency, and that's the whole idea of Cryptocurrency Odyssey, is we want to educate people about cryptocurrency. So let's continue talking about our discussion of Bitcoin. But first, I've got a joke for you. And I'm getting some people like my jokes and some people don't. So what's new, There's a new cryptocurrency. It's called Decibel. you just yell in your microphone to get money. It's a sound investment. How about that one?
The
huh?
sound investment.
You like that?
No, but that's all right.
Sounds like the world is laughing, right? So here we go. Next question. How much Bitcoin should I own? Should I own it all?
Well, you can't own more than 21 million of them, but the point is, that's a hard thing to answer because you're not Michael Seiler. You know, you don't own a big company that has treasury assets, and it begs you don't want to overload in any one asset class,
Right?
Because if that thing drops and all your money's tied up in there, that can hurt you quite a bit. So I would whatever you're comfortable with, but 10% of your assets, 5% of your assets should be in one crypto. Is what it generally is recommended.
Well, they kind of recommend that you have $2 million to retire on, or thereabouts. So I guess that hold about the same for crypto.
Well, I think that's total assets because you're going to get a return on that 2 million and be able to subsist on that. But I don't think that associates that strategy to crypto because you're not going to get a dividend off your crypto account. You're going to just have that grow as an inflation hedge, keep your assets growing even as they print all the money on the other side.
That's okay. That sounds about normal though. That's about like how it's always been, really, except that now you're using crypto instead of dollars. Okay, and I'm sure that helps out. So, my tip of the day today is dollar cost averaging. If you're going to be using crypto for retirement, for instance. So when it comes to finding the perfect entry and exit point in a crypto market, it's best to assume that timing the market is next to impossible. So a rather sound way to go about investing in cryptos is dollar cost averaging, or DCA. DCA refers to investing a fixed amount at a regular interval. This strategy helps investors to do away with the cumbersome job of timing the markets and building wealth in the long term. However, exit strategy could also be tricky in the DCA style. It requires the study of the market trend and understanding of the market cycle. Reading technical charts can also help you exit at an appropriate time. Crypto investors should monitor oversold and overbought regions before taking a call. You can refer to Wazir X live charts for a better understanding of technical charts of various cryptos, but there's a lot more charts out there. Like we said, there's 19,000 cryptos, so there's probably 19,000 charts.
There are a lot of charts.
Too. So anyway, we're coming up to the end of our talk today, and just one quick question: how do I build up my crypto.com once I have crypto?
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip. Okay, that's the word for today. It's buy the dip, and you can transfer accounts by cash, by wire or bank transfer with crypto, and
you can open
dollars.
up an IRA at this iTrust Capital and transfer in IRA accounts for your crypto investment.
That would be a good one to do, especially if you're looking to retire someday, and you can use your IRA for the crypto or dollars.
Well, and if you buy and sell your asset in the IRA, you don't have to pay taxes on it.
Okay, good. That's
until you take it out.
That was one question I had here was is cryptocurrency taxable? And,
and it's taxed like a real asset, like a real estate transaction is what you have to realize.
Okay.
If you buy it and sell it in less than a year, you'll pay short-term capital gains. If you buy it after a year, you'll pay long-term capital gains.
Okay, listeners, that's it. It sounds like we're at the end of another great Cryptocurrency Odyssey show. Want you to come back next week and listen to us. Again, find us on YouTube and watch the videos. And the big word is, don't take any wooden crypto.
Buy the dip.